everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel where you guys can find some nice little health and fitness tips to help you guys along with your journey as I work on my journey. Today's video, I want to talk to you guys about the 5 things that I feel have helped me the most in terms of being able to build muscle. I've struggled a lot with building muscle because I've been in a caloric deficit for so long and I wasn't getting the shape that I wanted for my body. So it was this constant battle of I didn't want to go ahead and eat in a surplus or even at maintenance because I was scared to gain too much fat. So I ended up staying within a caloric deficit because I didn't want to gain that weight, but at the same time, like, I wasn't building any muscle. Like, my legs and my butt were just not growing, and it was so frustrating because whenever I would work out, like, I push myself. I really do because I enjoy doing it, you know, but it just wasn't working out. So I was like, okay, just this past month I bit the bullet and I was like, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and just eat in maintenance. And then I ended up bumping up to officially being in a surplus. So right now I'm eating about 2,500 calories per day. So that is the first tip that I could give you guys if you guys are trying to get slim, thick, or grow muscle and also lose fat. With a surplus, you will gain a little bit of fat, but it also depends on how you go about doing it. So the first thing, if you're trying to put on muscle, build thicker legs, build a bigger booty, then you want to go ahead and eat in a caloric surplus. That is gonna be your first thing. The second thing that I would really recommend is also not just, so a lot of people when it comes to surplus, and this is probably a misconception that I had for myself, is kind of like having that freedom of like, oh, like I'm gonna eat more, you know, but it doesn't, it's also what you eat. You can't just eat in a surplus and like eat a bunch of burgers and donuts and expect to lose weight. Like, that's just not gonna happen. So for a surplus, you wanna go ahead and get your macros right. So how do you go about doing that? Well, a lot of things online, now you could go ahead and search. Okay, like you can put in your numbers and it will automatically give you a certain amount of calories, a certain amount of macros, your protein, your carbohydrates, your fats, and it will tell you how much you need in order to gain or lose weight or even maintain it. So I did that. I'm using MyFitnessPal right now, and I put that I wanted to be in a surplus, but it changed it to, so I guess it's a couple different things that I've been playing with just to kind of figure out what my body likes and will respond to a lot better. I'm finding so far that I'm kind of more normal and my body really likes the 40, 25, 35. 40% of my calories are coming from proteins, 25% of my calories are coming from fats, and 35% of my calories are coming from carbohydrates. Another way that I've seen in a couple different books, one by Michael Matthews, that's Thinner, Leaner, Stronger, he talks about like having 50% carbs basically, and then 25% fats and 25% protein. I went ahead and I tried that and I didn't really feel like my body was responding to it very well, so I ended up sticking to 40, 25, 35, and my body's actually been doing really well with that. I recently went and did an in-body test, and actually my results were not as fast as I would love to. I would love to already have the body of my dreams, considering that I've already been out of my accident, my brace and everything since February. But good things do take time, and so I'm trying to be patient with it, because on the numbers it's not showing it, but on my body I can feel it and I can see it. So I know that it's like getting better, and it's just teaching myself, Brendita, you need to be patient. I went down from, or actually I gained weight. So I went up from 142.7 to 144.1 in weight, and for muscle mass I went up from 55.8 to 58.4, and in body fat I went down from 28.8% to 26.1%, and this was from February 23rd up until May 7th. My third tip for you guys is gonna be for you guys to eat more fruits and vegetables. I do like to incorporate more fruits and vegetables into my diet more recently than I would before, and I feel like I can see that difference and feel that difference in my body and just how like I feel during the day. And I am able to push myself a lot harder throughout workouts. Now I don't know if that's just how motivated I am or if it has anything to do with my nutrition, but I do realize that nutrition is about 70 to 80% of your results, and then your exercise is what kind of gives you that extra push towards your goals. The fourth tip that I want to go ahead and give you guys so that you guys can get slim, thick, or build more muscle is what type of weight should you use? So a lot of people will be like, oh, like go super heavy. Recently I had to do an article review for one of my classes for exercise physiology, or no, for physio assessment. One of the things that it found was that you're gonna gain more strength from lifting heavy more than you're going to gain muscle mass. So you're not gonna gain or see that much like muscle hypertrophy or muscle growth. If you're lifting just heavy weights, you'll see a lot of benefits in terms of like muscle strength, and you'll even be able to see some muscle growth. Yeah, so I don't wanna like completely say like, oh, that doesn't work. But if your main goal is just to build muscle, then you would probably want to choose something that's like a moderate weight. You don't want something so light and you don't want something so heavy for you. You want something that's like in between, and you want to knock out more reps. So something that's in between like the 8 to 12 rep zone is something that is more recommended if you're trying to just build muscle and grow your muscles. So that's something that I've definitely been using throughout my workouts, is just making sure that I'm not just going as heavy as I possibly can. Occasionally I'll still do it because like my ego loves it, and it's also a good way for you to get stronger and to still like progressively overload your body and be able to continue progressing, you know. That's something that I've applied and I feel like it really works. And the last thing that I want to recommend to you guys is to give yourself time to rest. So enjoy your rest time like in between your sets. So if it's, and even your rest days, so take your resting seriously, just because your body does need time to recover from the workout that you've put it through in order for it to be able to develop and grow in the way that you want it to. Same goes for resting intervals. There's people that will do supersetting, or it's like, okay, like you'll do some isometric action or workout, which is kind of like you're focusing on a muscle without necessarily like lengthening or shortening the muscle. You're just kind of holding it there and squeezing the muscle as best as you can, and it's a way of activating that muscle. If your goal is strength, definitely just I wouldn't recommend you doing isometric actions in between your resting time. Like just take the full resting time so that you can like allow your body kind of to like reset for your next set. But if you guys are focused on muscle growth, it could be helpful, but you'll probably see more results if you guys allow yourselves to have that time to really rest and recover, and then get through and push through another set. And that will kind of be better in terms of like growing muscles. So if you're trying to get slim thick, you have to be able to grow your muscles. It's not just losing weight. And so if that's something that your goal is to get slim thick, to get a bigger butt, get a slimmer waist, like again, I'm still working through the kinks. I'm still trying to figure out what works for my body, and sometimes I am very frustrated and impatient because I would like to see all of my effort into my eating and everything kind of like pay off. Stick with me, you guys, on this journey if you guys are interested. Let's go ahead and keep thriving and learning together, because we each have goals, and even though we're in quarantine, there's still a lot that you guys can do. If there's things that you guys would like me to show you guys as to what kind of exercise you guys can do at home, like by all means, please let me know in the comments below. If you guys have any questions or anything that you guys would like me to film, don't hesitate, let me know. We'll figure this out together. We're almost out of quarantine completely, so like, thank you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really do hope that you guys find these tips helpful. This is something that's been working out for me, and everybody's very different. So this may or may not work for you, but it's always worth a try, just to kind of play with your body and figure out what will work for it and what probably won't. And that's okay, because it's a part of the journey, it's a part of the process. So stick with me, you guys. If you guys haven't already subscribed, don't forget to like and subscribe to this video, to my channel, and I'll see you guys at my next video.